On neurotransmitters, right? We went over this. GABA, my goodness, why did they make the print so huge? So inhibitory, right? It's an inhibitory neurotransmitter, functions in the CNS. Not well understood. I think you guys understand it. There's two receptors. There's GABA A and GABA B. And what do? They regulate the movement of potassium and chloride, kicks potassium out, moves chloride in, causes the inside of the cell to become negative. More negative you are on the inside of the cell, what happens to action? You're not going to have an action potential. So here are two really great examples, and even if I covered this before, this is always great to review. If I make the inside of the cell, let's say seizure. What is a seizure? Seizure is overstimulation, right? Too much electrical activity going on in the brain. Okay, that's a seizure. So what can you do to stop it from turning on? So on means too much positive charge. So what do? So my options are to make sure that the cells are turned off. So chemically, what can I do? Well, what ions do I play around with? I said I have sodium, calcium, I have chlorine, I have potassium. How do I make the inside of the cell negative? Well, I can kick out more potassium. That's step one. We're going to call that 1. I can move in more chloride. That's 2. GABA does both of those. GABA does 1 and 2. I can also prevent the movement of potassium into the cell. So we call these, not potassium, sodium. Sodium channel blockers, right? Also help with seizures. And guess what? Does it have to be a seizure? What if seizures are turning it on too much, right? Sending the signal to the rest of the body, and the body responds by having convulsions, which are muscle contractions, the result of overstimulation. Then what is pain? Isn't it just sending the signal from the source, wherever you injured, to the brain, telling you that it's sore? So if you don't want to feel the pain, what do? You numb it. How do you numb it? I can use GABA. I can use GABA, Neurontin, to decrease the transmission of signal, which is pain. So I can reduce pain by not sending the signal. Doesn't mean the pain's not there. It just means I can't feel it anymore. What about sodium channel blockers? Benzocaine, lidocaine, hurricane, novocaine. Hurricane's actually a real drug, by the way. But novocaine, numb your teeth before you do surgery. Lidocaine, that sounds familiar too. A lot of times you get an injection of lidocaine before you do an incision or suture. What about